What's going on, good people? So one of the most frequently asked questions during this time of year is, Cam, how much do I water my seed? Well, in this video, let's get into it as we get beat up by acorns and talk about how much watering you actually need to do for your germination in your renovation or just your overseed. All right, let's talk about it before the acorns beat us to death. So the most critical thing in the success of your overseed or your full renovation is water. Like, I don't know any other way to put it other than if you don't have water, you don't have success, meaning you don't get germination. You are going to have water, whether that's from natural rain, which is hard to completely depend on for your germination over that long period of time. But if you have a way of being able to put down water, whether that's through setting up water hoses and sprinklers, or if that is your in-ground irrigation system, you must keep the seed moist. That is the most critical thing to be successful in your fall renovations. So how much water do you need? You need to make sure that you're keeping the seed moist for at least a 2-week period of time. Typically, that's going to get you through the germination period, depending on the type of seed that you use. So a lot of the newer cultivars, even of the KBG, you're getting germination a lot quicker than the typical 21 or 30 days for KBG to germinate. A lot of your newer and top cultivars, especially the ones that I recommend, you're getting germination in 10 days or less, even on KBG, which is a very good benefit and a very good change to that period of time that it used to take to get seeds to germinate. But that's why I say over a 2-week period of time, you want to keep the seed moist that entire time. The way to judge how much water you need to put down is going to depend on you. I can't tell you how much water you're going to need. I don't know your sprinklers. I don't know your irrigation system. I don't know how much flow you actually have coming through your system. That's going to depend on you. The thing is, you need to keep the seed moist. One thing that I can recommend to you is it's going to take multiple waterings throughout the day. So even if you're doing an overseed, you may only have to water it twice because you already have an existing grass canopy there to help you out holding some of that moisture. But if you're doing a full renovation where you've got a lot of bare ground, or if you've got really thin areas that you don't have that existing grass canopy there to help hold that moisture, you're probably going to have to water anywhere from 3 to 4 times a day. So I will tell you what I am doing, not to say that it is going to work for you, but it may be a starting point. I started out watering 4 times a day. My irrigation system, it takes me a little bit to get down the water that I'm looking for. So it was 4 times a day for about 15 minutes per zone. That's what it took. So now that I've kind of got into the rhythm of things and I've got the soil good and saturated and it's holding some of that moisture for a longer period of time. And we've also had kind of some cloudy and overcast days, which has been pretty decent weather for germinating seed. I've now cut it back to 3 times per day. So I water at 8, 12, and at 3, and that's it. The reason I stop at 3 p.m. is because I like the existing grass to try to dry out just a little bit before it's actually time to go into the overnight hours, where then the dew is going to start falling, trying to reduce some of the disease pressure. So 8, 12, and 3 is a schedule that I'm on now. So you can take that for what it is. That was a schedule that I was running. I had germination in 6 days on my Optimum Tall Fescue, with some KBG mixed in there because y'all know how I do. But germination came right around when I was expecting it to, running a similar type schedule like that. So that's my tip or tips on watering for your renovation or your overseed. The name of the game is you've got to have the water. If you don't have the water, you don't have the success. So take the information that I provided to you in this video. You may have to tailor it just a little bit to get it to fit your scenario, but with these things in mind, I know you'll get success as long as you're keeping that seed moist. So, as I always say, just know we work.